I remember being in sixth grade and learning that I still had to go through 6 more years of school, 2 years of middle school, and 4 years of high school. And I remember thinking, man, I have to go through another 6 years of school? Like, that's such a long time, right? I'm in college now. Time really flies, doesn't it? I don't know what the heck has been going on with time recently, if Superman's been secretly flying around the Earth to make its rotation faster, but it feels like ever since the pandemic hit back in 2020, time has just sped up exponentially. And I know I'm not the only person that's experienced this, as I've seen like a lot of memes, and I think Joey Bartolozzi a while ago made a video talking about this. Like, it just feels so surreal with the passage of time, and honestly feels like it's just going faster and faster. It's to the point where every time I'm in a grocery store and I see all the Halloween candy and stuff on display, because for some reason a lot of grocery stores like to put up their Halloween candy in September, even though nobody buys it until like the day before. But anyways, I just kind of look at them and I'm like, man, is it really that time of year already? In fact, I remember this one specific instance on October 30th a couple years ago, and I remember that was the date because I said to myself, wow, Halloween is tomorrow. And then before I knew it, the new year had already started. Like, it is just crazy how fast it feels like time has been accelerating. It's gotten to a point where I've honestly gotten worried that I'm just gonna wake up one day in a retirement home with my freaking grandkids visiting me. These past 5 years have been the quickest 5 years of my life, and I worry that it's only going to get worse from here on out. Like, am I just gonna wake up one day and be 30? Is that what's going to happen? I really gotta start taking Ferris Bueller's advice, because he was right. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Now, I've actually done some research as to why it feels like time is speeding up, and from this article I found from Psychology Today, and to summarize, basically as children, since everything is so new to us and we're constantly learning about the world, our brain tries to store as much information as we possibly can, and as kids we process information differently than when we do when we're adults, which basically makes everything we're seeing and doing a lot more clear. But once we become adults and develop a routine, our brains stop processing as much information and we kind of just go into autopilot as we get used to our routine. So pretty much us not constantly learning or experiencing new things is the reason why it feels like time has been speeding up over the last few years. And this honestly makes so much sense, because ever since I graduated high school, I've kind of just gotten used to the routine of going to school, going to work, a lot of the times both in the same day, and then coming home and either going on my computer, doing something school related, or going to the gym. And occasionally I'll go on a bike ride for exercise, and once in a while I'll go and hang out with my friends, but that's pretty much been my life over the past few years. So after reading that article and pretty much examining my life, it makes a whole lot more sense as to why these last few years have gone by like that. And it also puts into perspective as to why as a kid it felt like some things took forever. Like, I remember it felt like school days took so freaking long to go by, and now that I'm in college, sometimes it feels like I blink and then class is over, which, don't get me wrong, that is really nice, because I hate feeling like I'm stuck in class for hours on end, but at the same time I'm just kind of sitting there like, whoa, what the heck, class is already over. It is a bit weird, but I do hope that my perception of time does slow down as I get older, because I would hate to just one day wake up and be in my 30s or 40s or even older, simply because my brain has gotten used to the routine of my boring and mundane life. But anyways, let me know down in the comments how you guys have been experiencing time recently, if it's been speeding up or slowing down for you, because as Albert Einstein once said, time is relative, which means we all experience it differently. So I'm actually kind of curious to see how you guys have been experiencing it over the last few years. And that's going to do it for the video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.